Welcome to Good News. Today we're going to discuss about hypertension. And why do we need to know that? Yes, we are celebrating on 17th May 2018, that is today, the World Hypertension Day. And that is something which is affecting present day population of India and Indian subcontinent very much. Every 33 seconds, one person dies with heart attack. And yes, there is a strong role to be played by hypertension. Number one cause of paralysis or brain stroke is hypertension, which is modifiable, and we need to know that. Why it is important to know hypertension? Because it is affecting our lives day to day. In United States, apparently for every 5 to 6 patients who have hypertension, only one person takes the medicines properly. In a educated place like that of United States, if it is like this, what's the situation in India? In India, we have out of 20 to 21 patients of hypertension, only one person is taking proper medication. You would be smiling because probably you are the one who needs to be on medicines and you're not taking it. And this World Hypertension Day, the theme is about knowing your own numbers. Yes, make sure you check your blood pressure regularly, consistently, wherever possible. We will be having some kind of camp going on around your locality, so you must go and check your blood pressure. You need to know what this blood pressure is all about. What is blood pressure? A normal blood pressure in our body is maintained is around 120 by 80. Yes, 120 is the systolic blood pressure and 80 is the diastolic blood pressure which we need to maintain, which keeps going up or down to some extent. A lot of people have this idea that they have a low blood pressure and they feel weakness. You will laugh at it, but there is no disease like that of low blood pressure unless until you are in ICU. So low blood pressure and taking more salt because of that is dangerous for you, and let your doctor help you out. If you have some kind of weakness, especially young girls, they say, the young ladies between the age of 20 to 30, that usually we have a low blood pressure and I feel very tired. In that case, you need to check your blood pressure, talk to your doctor. It usually because of inappropriate size of cuff that the BP is shown low. So there is no disease like that of low blood pressure existing, but we talk a lot about it. Then what is blood pressure? Normal is 120/80, and that is what you need to maintain. Sometimes 130/80 is acceptable, and it's a doctor who will decide the right reading for you. So checking it out consistently with your doctor is important. Why does hypertension exist? It occurs because of 3 main reasons. I'll be very happy if all the brothers and sisters who are watching this program would take a pen down and write it all the things, because this is important for your family. Why are we discussing it? I have one target. Can I see this whole corporate and the government hospitals, ICU and emergencies empty? Yes, it is possible scientifically. We as an Indians, we reach out to the hospitals in the last moment, and that's why they are always full. You need to make sure to stay out of hospital, and there is a particular scientific way to do that. And that is what I'm going to discuss it with you today. So let's start with that. What are the main causes of hypertension? And before we go into it, we need to know what are the types of hypertension. Hypertension is of 2 types. One is primary or essential hypertension, which is existing in 95% of our population. Secondary hypertension is rare. It's around 1 to 5%, and that you need to investigate the cause for it and work on it. The secondary hypertension needs to be looked upon it properly, and once investigated, need to be addressed appropriately. Most of people who are watching this program and our friends are suffering from essential hypertension or primary hypertension. Now, what is the cause for essential hypertension? Because that's something which we need to focus on. 3 reasons which cause blood pressure to you, to your family, to your friends. What are these 3? Number 1, stress. Number 1 cause of blood pressure is stress, or hypertension is stress. Staying out of stress is very important. Number 2 is overeating. Yes, you may be smiling by now because you would be telling this to your spouse from last couple of days, or your spouse must be telling you that you need to cut down on your weight. Overeating is something which causes hypertension, and especially when it is overeating with oily fried items, or high sugar drinks, beverages, or if it has got too much of salt consumption. Besides these three things, oily, sugar and salt consumptions, too much of smoking or smoking definitely, and tobacco product use or alcohol causes the blood pressure to go up. You need to control that. You need to stop few of these things. Smoking kills one person every 11 minutes. Yes, smoking is a big killer and we need to know that. So smoking needs to be stopped upon, and you need to work on your stress factor. Who is most importantly responsible and who can help you out in decreasing your stress is nobody but your family partner as well as your family. So if you believe that yourself have got a blood pressure which is high, take help of your spouse and your family, and the vice versa. If anybody in your family has got stress, you need to help out in order to reduce the stress. And if you have a friend who has got high blood pressure, then you need to play your role, because yes, friends and families are the ones who are the best stress busters, and we need to know that spending time more with friends and family, less with Facebook, WhatsApp and other media is something good for you. Spending time with your children is very important. Remember, even Lord said that let the children come to me, because spending time with children keeps you happy, keeps you young. So keeping away from stress is very important. As written in Philippians 4:4, rejoice in the Lord always. And if you have any kind of stress, then Philippians 4:6 helps you out, which says, be anxious at nothing and bring everything to the Lord in prayers and supplication. And that's what we need to know. So stress is only and only we get it when we think more and more about it. We need to make sure that we share our problems. Sharing decreases kind of burden. If you do not speak about your stress, it kinds of causes your blood pressure and your sugars to go up. So stress needs to be addressed upon. Who can address it? Definitely your friends and families. Who can address it? A good counselor or your doctor. And going to him regularly is something which is important and need to be worked on. Staying away from doctor is what is the recent trend which is happening, and that is creating a big problem. You must go to a doctor when you do not need him, and you will never need him. Yes, you have heard me correctly. You must go to a doctor when you do not need him. Go for a normal checkup and you will never need him. Besides stress, it's an overeating which is creating a lot of problem in our society. We are supposed to be eating 5 grams of salt per day in our whole day's food, and we end up eating 5 grams of salt in our morning breakfast itself. So dear sisters and mothers who are watching this program, go less on the salt or the spices in your food if your child or if your family has got a blood pressure or if they are overweight. Containing and making sure that your family members are not overweight is important, and working on yourself is important that you're not overweight. Stay away from added salt or added sugar. We add some kind of extra salt to our food is not good for you, and you need to work on it. Having too much of oil food or fast food concept is what is harmful for you, and that is what causes you hypertension. So yes, you need to cut down on your oil consumption. Ladies out here will understand, per month a family should consume half a liter per person oil for their family. So if there are 4 members in your family, you're supposed to use 2 liters of oil per month. Yes, you have heard correctly. Half a liter per person per month is the oil consumption. Which oil is good for you? Any oil is fine if it is being rotated regularly. A mixture of rice bran, sunflower, coconut, mustard, all are fine. It's a quantity which matters. Anything in excess is bad, and that you need to understand. Excess of oil is bad, excess of salt is bad, excess of sugar is bad. So make sure in your food habits you work on your preparations very well. Stay away from fast foods, French fries or any kind of stuff which is easily available. They all are commercially benefited. They may taste great, but they are not good for your body, and you need to know that. If as a mother and a sister or a father and brother, if you are not taking care of your own family, then who else will do that? And yes, saying no to it from the first time is the best habit. Who cooks food better at home or in whole world? Nobody but your own mother. So yes, having food at home is good, and staying away from any harmful beverages is something which you need to work on. The best drink in the world is pure water. Have it more and more. It's good for your skin, and it's good for your any kind of flushing of kidneys, and you need to work on it. Besides stress, overeating, we've already discussed it out. Staying out of overeating is important. Do not go for second serves. How to reduce weight is making sure once you have served a food, you do not go for second serving or third serving is something you can work on it. In your food, increasing green leafy vegetables as well as green salads are important, not the fruit salad. And yes, staying away from the fruit salad or staying away from high sugary content food items is something to be considered. Finally, inactivity or laziness is not good for your body. A good body to have a controlled blood pressure and sugar needs a very regular physical workout. Yes, exercise is important, and laziness is something which is to be condemned. It is written even in Proverbs 15:19 as well as Proverbs 19:15. It's being scrolled down as well as you can remember it. Proverbs 15:19 and 19:15 says that laziness is not something which is good for your body. It brings you, kind of slumber, and overeating both together kill you by causing heart attack, paralysis, kidney failure. So stay away from stress, stay away from overeating, stay away from laziness. I'm going to give you a few numbers because that's what World Hypertension Day is all about. Know your numbers. These numbers, I would be very happy if you who are watching this program write it down and follow it on a regular basis. Number 1, maintain your blood pressure around 100. That is, mean arterial pressure is 100, that is 120/80. Maintain your sugar, fasting blood sugar, again around 100. Less than 100 blood sugar is good for you. Number 3, maintain your cholesterol, that is bad cholesterol or non-HDL cholesterol or LDL cholesterol, less than 100. If you have a doubt, you should ask your doctor about it. Number 4, go to your doctor once in 100 days. Majority of the problems come because we avoid going to doctors under the pretext of that whenever we go, they will ask you for some kind of blood test and unnecessary investigations will be written. Not really. As a doctor, as a consultant preventive medicine, I have realized that not majority, almost all the heart attack, paralysis, kidney failures happen because of going less to the doctors, because of not being preventive and proactive. So make sure if you have a diabetes and blood pressure, or if you have any kind of illness, going to doctor once in 100 days is something which is important for you when you do not have symptoms. Remember one thing, once you have already become symptomatic, that means you have already late in approaching a doctor. So going to a doctor regularly is something important. Try to get my words. If you would want to keep your vehicle going for a longer time, you would want to preserve your vehicle, what do? You go to a mechanic or the service station even before it produces sound on the regular interval, and that is what you need to maintain. So going to a doctor once in 100 days is something good. Final 100 is 100 minutes of exercise per day. Yes, you have heard me correctly. It's 100 minutes of exercise is what we require it. We all will believe that we are too busy a people and we don't have a time for it, and that is what is Satan's trap. Remember one thing, our Lord Christ also, he did not pray too much in the room. Even he also went to hills and mountains to pray. So moving around is very important, and having a regular physical workout is important. 100 minutes per day can be split into 20 minutes in morning, 20 in afternoon, 20 in evening, and 20 after dinner. So this is where you can have a regular 100 minutes which needs to be worked out. Take stairs for climbing upstairs or climbing down. Avoid lift, and make sure that you live a physically fit and a healthy workout on a regular basis. Besides this, you need to be doing ECGs, that is a small simple test for your heart, 100 times in your whole lifetime. Get this word clear cut. Most of people get heart attack or biggest problems related to heart only because they do the investigations less. ECG is available at a very much cost effective price from 50 rupees to 200 rupees in your nearby area. Whenever you have any symptom like giddiness, chest pain, arm pain, any symptoms, please go and do it off and store those ECGs. They are very, very important. Finally, to remember, you need to learn this breathing exercise. That's for your lungs fitness. What is that? That is holding your breath for 100 seconds. Try that out right now while you're watching this program. If you try to hold your breath, you will not be able to hold for more than 20 to 30 seconds. And you need to do it every day. Take a deep breath inside. It should be in front of you and check it out how long you can maintain that breath holding exercise for as long as possible, and slowly increase that span to 100 seconds per day. So if you maintain these 7 to 8 hundreds, you will be able to live a life which is for 100 years and out of ICU and emergencies. Finally, make sure your heart rate is less than 100. This is what your cardiologist or family physician will tell you on the regular basis. I'll repeat the whole thing again for you to remember. Make sure your blood pressure is 100, that is 120/80. Make sure your sugars, fasting blood sugar, is less than 100. Make sure you check sugars every once in 100 days. If you do not have a diabetes, check your sugars once in 100 days. If you are a diabetic, if you have a sugar disease, then check your sugars 100 times in a year. Yes, twice in a week you need to check your sugars. Check your cholesterol once in 100 days, and that cholesterol reading, that is bad cholesterol, should be non-HDL or LDL cholesterol should be less than 100. Finally, have a workout every day in a park or in a gym or in your home in front of TV for 100 minutes per day. Regular workout, regular exercise is very important, and that is given in a lot of time even in our scripture also. Finally, going to a doctor once in 100 days is important. Yes, if you see your doctor more and more, the more and more he can keep you out of hospital. So once in 100 days or in your whole lifetime, 100 times to a visit to your doctor will keep you out of hospital. And with these hundreds, doing 100 ECG in your whole lifetime. If you are a 40 years old gentleman, you want to live for 60 years more out of hospital. Whenever you have slight doubt, I've got left arm pain, I want to do an ECG, go and ask your doctors, sir, how about doing an ECG, and help your doctor in keeping you and your family out of hospital. I would want to request to all the ladies who are watching this program, we men usually believe that we are very busy and do not have a time for our own workout as well as to go to a doctor, and that is where the Satan traps us in making sure that we get sick very fast. You need to work and invest in your health. So going to your own doctor. Who is the best doctor? The best doctor is the one who you believe is the best and who you are comfortable and who you can ask your doubts clearly and who can spend time with you. If there is any doubt which you need to clarify, my numbers are being scrolled. I wouldn't mind speaking it out. It is 810-612-7475. I sit at Apollo Hospital Jubilee Hills in Hyderabad, and I can be contacted on these numbers through SMS and WhatsApp. In emergency, you can call me, but most of the times I'll be busy with my patient or with program. So if I do not take the call, take my words, I'll always reply back through SMS and WhatsApp. Besides this, I have my clinic in Garden Towers, Masab Tank in Hyderabad, and I will be very happy to see you and keep you fit and keep your family out of hospital. More and more investigations, check it out that your body is fit. You can be having high cholesterol without having any symptoms. You can be having high blood sugars without any symptoms. You can be having high blood pressure without any symptoms. So going to your doctor or a health care facility which is near to you, you can check your blood pressure and sugar and cholesterol. Stick to the hospitals which are near to you. Which ones are the good? All setups are good. Primary health care centers provided by our governments are the best. You must go. sometimes too crowded, but then you can find them out whenever it's easy for you to do that. Government hospitals do provide and cater to a rural setup, which is very important, and they do provide very good medicines. Sticking to your medicines are very important. We have this thing among hypertension patients that they want to stop medicine and see, let me check it out, how is my blood pressure for 4 to 5 days. And after 4 to 5 days, they find BP is normal, and then they do not take the medicines. A very bad habit. So the only person who can help you out in titrating your medicine is only and only your doctor. Listen to him, clarify your doubt, and take your medicines regularly. So this is something very important. Medicines are poison to understand, and they need to be specifically titrated as per your doctor's advice. You need to have a qualification and experience to titrate those doses, and doing it by yourself or by web, by checking on the Google, is not a great idea. And I'm very sure your family physician will help you out in maintaining your good health for you. Remember a mnemonic which I would want to tell you. It's called as SAVED. SAVED. S is for statin or SMBG. Take statin regularly as per your doctor's advice. It's a very important drug. S is for SMBG, that is self-monitoring of blood glucose. If you are a diabetic or hypertension patient, keeping a glucometer at home and checking your sugars at home is important, because diabetes and hypertension go hand in hand. A is for anti-hypertensive medicines, anti-diabetic medicines. So S is for SMBG, self-monitoring of blood glucose. S is for statins, take it as per your doctor's advice. A is for anti-diabetic medicine and anti-hypertensive medicines. Please take it regularly. If you have a doubt, clarify your doubt, but do not stop and see. Take my word, sometimes it can be too dangerous for your life. V is for vaccinations. If you have a diabetes, if you are an old person, if you are smoking, you require a couple of vaccinations like that of influenza, pneumococcal, as well as hepatitis B, hepatitis A, DTaP or Boostrix. You can have any doubt cleared with me on the numbers given below. And finally, E is for exercise. Having everyday exercise for 100 minutes is important, and having a healthy lifestyle is important. You need to reduce your weight if you think, or if your wife tells you that you need to reduce, or if your husband tells you. What your weight should be? Its height in centimeters minus 100. If your height is of 167 centimeters, then your weight should be less than 67 kgs. If your height is 150 centimeters, then your weight should be less than 50 kgs. So remember that, maintain your height and weight according to the, especially weight can be maintained by you, and that is only by stopping and preventing overeating, as well as making sure that you avoid any kind of sedentary lifestyle. Finally, D is for diet. So S is SMBG or statins. A is for atorvastatin, aspirin, anti-diabetic drug and anti-hypertensive drug. V is for vaccinations. Vaccinations are important. Ask your doctor about your adult vaccinations. Everybody requires it. You give it to your children because of polio drive. You give it to your children because you get to read about it and MR vaccines. You yourself need vaccinations, and your doctor can help you out, and that needs to be understood. E is for exercise. Regular exercise is important. And D is for diet. Control on diet is important. Lot of our friends who are Christians, they have issues that they are addicted to overeating. Take my words, even Bible condemns it. In Proverbs 23:2 says, put a knife to the throat if you're a man given to appetite. Put a knife to the throat if you're a man given to appetite. Overeating is condemned not once or twice, many a times. Read Proverbs 23:20 as well as Proverbs 23:21. Yes, overeating as well as indulging in alcohol consumption is unhealthy for your body, and it will get you near to a doctor, near to a hospital. So any kind of overeating has to be avoided. Among the eating, you need to stay out of red meat, out of non-veg eating or chicken or mutton, which is bad for you. Fish is good for your health, as I have already stated to you, and I'll be very happy to clarify that for you. When I say fish, it's like a normal fish, not the prawns, which if most of us probably like it, but they are got high triglycerides in it, and that is again full of poor bad cholesterol, which is harmful for your heart. So follow all these things. Check out the various other YouTube's videos which are available by our good news TV as well as Subh Sandesh, and stay healthy. If you have any doubt, you can clarify all your doubt. Write it, SMS me or email me to drashishchauhan.com and clarify all your doubt. For the ladies out there, cooking is something which you need to work on. Learning to cook with less oil, less salt and less sugar is important. The numbers that we have already discussed it out. Oil consumption should be half a kg per person per month. Salt consumption should be less than 5 grams per day. No added salt, and staying away from any kind of sweets or sugary items is something important for you. I hope through this program you will make sure that your family is healthy, your society is healthy, and you stay out of ICU and emergency for 100 years. One person can keep you out of ICU and emergency as well as from any doctor in a hospital, and that one person is a doctor himself. See your doctor more and more in clinic so that you never get to see him in a hospital or ICU in emergency, and that is what you need to understand. So make sure you stay healthy, stay happy, as well as stay blessed. Keep watching Good News TV. If there is any doubt, we are there for you with our programs to keep you updated with respect to your health and to keep you happy through your spiritual life and through various programs which we telecast out here. Take care. God bless. Namaskar.